So we're going to just dig right into it, dive right in. And I'd just like to hear from everyone. I'm going to start actually with Cash Doll. We're going to start ladies first this time. And just tell us a little bit about working on this project and inhabiting this role. It was such a meaty role and so important to this overall storyline. Talk about that a little bit for us.
First off, I'd like to say I'm just honored to be a part of such an iconic story. You know, being from Detroit, I heard about it all my life growing up, you know, but to actually live in it, to, you know, play a role in the actual story, it's just an amazing experience.
Thank you so much. And so same question for Nicole White. What was it like being Lucille Flannery and having this real life woman in this film?
It was amazing, really being able to connect with this living and have her to ask questions. I got so many wonderful stories, and to have her support, even while I was on set, you know, texting and calling, and her sending me Bible verses sometimes of what might be right for the scene, or offering a prayer for me when I might have been nervous in the scene, and just sharing so much truth about the relationship with Charles and the family dynamic, and how important it was for her voice to be heard, that, you know, these children came from a broken neighborhood and not a broken home.
Thank you so much for that and that perspective. Steve, you've just been in so many projects that all of us really love. And, you know, talk about this dynamic. Talk about inhabiting this character. You know, he was also very central to this storyline. Talk about what this experience was like for you, sir.
Well, I mean, for me, it was a great experience as far as that goes. Whenever you take a character, you want that character to be full. You know, you want him to have dimensions, complexities. At the same time, you want to take those and make it like, because that's what we all have. We all have dimensions and we all have complexities, but then we just come out how we come out. So for me, it was important in playing this character that we allow to see those sides to him. And, you know, here's a guy that has a decision to make and continues to have a decision to make about how far is he willing to go to cross the line. And if he does, is he willing to go all the way? Or is there some point he's going to find that he has to stop? And so for me, we all have choices in life that determine our outcome down the road that we may not even know those were the choices that we were supposed to make. His are visible. He understands what those choices are. He understands the ramifications of what he's doing. And then he continues to either do what he does or he's going to make a left. So I like that kind of character. I like those kind of people, you know, to be perfectly honest. I want that kind of energy. And so, you know, that's how I would do it before you swing over here to Russ, you know.
Amazing. Very complex. And then Russell, for you, you know, playing Mr. Flannery, in a lot of ways, you were the backbone, you know, of what happened in this story. Can you just talk about that heavy responsibility?
You know, well, I think the responsibility actorially and then Russell's responsibility kind of coincide. It's like, you know, having the honor and the joy to come back and work with Nicole again was beautiful for me. And so for me, it was really about leaving the acting alone, like not worry about acting, but more so worry about just being and living. And, you know, because these characters are real, they have, as Steve said, they have complexities, they have conflicts, there's inner turmoil there. So there is no acting. There's simply just being. There's simply just living. I understand I know who Charles is. I've seen Charles before, and then again, having a scene partner like Nicole, all I have to do is look in her eyes and she says, "I got you." And so then when they call action, all we do is we drop the pretense and we just live. And so those are rare opportunities for actors, in this time to be able to get, and you just kind of grab hold of it and do the best you can.
Thank you so much. Okay, so I think it's time for us to go to our participants to ask questions of our panelists. So if you could go into your reactions and raise your hand, and we'll get the Q&A started. Okay, let's see. First question coming from the culture commentator.
Mm-hmm. Hello, everyone. How are you? My name is Santana of the Culture Commentator, and my question is for Cash Doll. I'm such a huge fan of your work, and to see you start acting, something that you always said you wanted to do, and now you're finally doing. How 50 Cent is such a huge inspiration for you as well. Tell me a little bit about your character, Monique. I know her being like a strong single mother, wanting to give her daughter a better lifestyle. How did her character, her lifestyle, like resonate with you for you to play her part?
First off, she was a bad chick. That's first of all. Secondly, she's a woman from Detroit, but she's still a boss. Outside of her love life, which was kind of complicated, she still had respect from both of those men that she were dealing with, so it's kind of like in the 80s, it's a Cash Doll in the 80s type thing, except for I'm not a mother. So, that was the part for me, but it's just like, she's very relatable. She has these issues that she go on in life and want better for her child, but, having to deal with the men that she was dealing with in her life as a paralegal and pushing through like us Black women do. So I just feel like I that's my home girl. I rock with Monique.
I love that. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thanks for your question. We're going to take the next question from Chris Gunther of The Chris Gunther Show.
Yes, thank you guys for picking me. Chris Gunther from The Chris Gunther Show here. My question is for Cash Doll. Cash, you are a Detroit native. How proud are you that you got a chance to portray this character about your hometown?
Man, I'm honored. I'm just excited. I'm ecstatic. I just can't wait to see the finished product because I haven't seen it. That's how proud and happy I am, because it's like I don't even want to see it. I want to see it with the rest of the world and how everybody else gonna take it in. Growing up and just hearing this story, knowing Lil Meech growing up, and watching him play his dad and knowing how much he wanted this, and watching him transform into the actor that he is, and he murdered it. It was just like, man, I'm just honored, and it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling that, not only Detroit music scene is on the rise right now, but this story is coming out, which is an iconic story that came from Detroit. It's like, I just feel like Detroit alone is just on the rise, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Thank you for your time, and them glasses are super dope.
Thank you. They're Cartier, they're Detroit glasses. That's the Detroit, that's our style.
I love it. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to take a question from Carl Booker at Black Video News.
Hello. Once again, Carl Booker is my partner. My name is Mac McIntosh from Black Video News. And my question is to Cash Doll. Mm-hmm. As a native from Detroit, I know that this things that you're the part that you're playing in this movie is not hard from you, being able to live around these type of people and knowing the culture that we've had. I'm from Detroit as well. So is that going to make your roles more intricate for you? Are you going to look for more roles playing this type of character, or is this you're just going to go back to your music?
Oh no, I want to get into it. This is something that I always wanted to do. It's just that it's so amazing that the first real gig I get is like a Detroit iconic story. And I play this role that wasn't too far off from something that, I'm not familiar with. So, I'm honored, but I would love to play more roles. I would love to play more roles that challenge me, because this was a little challenging, knowing that, in the 80s, I wasn't even thought of. And I'm playing a lady in the 80s. So it was like, it was a little challenging. It was fun just to learn those new things. So of course I want to keep going.
Awesome. Well, we're glad to have you there, being from Detroit. Do your thing, girl.
Thank you.
All right.
Sorry, we're going to take our next question from Elevate Dayton, Shonda Hunter.
Thank you. You threw me off with that introduction, but that was very appreciated. My question is for Russell. Russell, I grew up watching Lincoln Heights. It was a really great show for me, and seeing that character from you and other characters. I was just wondering, what's the dynamic for you now, being that you probably, I would assume, can mentor the younger artists or actors on set, but you also probably look up to actors as well. So who are some actors you look up to, and what does that mentorship look like for you?
A lot of the actors I look up to are the ones that I had the great honor and privilege of working with from the theater. You're talking about this gentleman who we recently lost, in Anthony Chisholm, a Stephen McKinley Henderson, a Paul Butler. These are, in my opinion, the great unsung heroes that a lot of people didn't really get a real opportunity to see the breadth and depth of their artistry. But those are the men that really that mentored me in a great deal, and also Nicole and I go way back, and having worked together at that same time as well. And so what I learned from them was to take my time. I took my time. I had a good part of my 20s and 30s to take my time to discover who I was as a man and as an actor and as an artist, and have my time to have my fun. And I had it. And so I realized it's my turn to now give back. And so when I came to the set of BMF, I felt it was incumbent upon me to be ready and available for these young artists and these young actors as best that I can. And so, so what I chose to do, and I know to do, is to take the focus off me, be as prepared as I possibly can when I come to set, and know that it's not about me. It's about them. It's about what they need. It's about how can I help them in any way get to a better understanding of the character, or whatever the moment might be, or just be there for support. That is important, because I want these young folks to succeed. I want them to win. I want to see them get better over the next 5 and 10 years to where they are now the leaders. We talk about they are the future. We're the present. Me, Steve, Nicole, myself, we've had our time. We're the present, but they are the future. So we have to lend our knowledge and our wisdom, to them, and help prepare them for what comes next.
Thank you. That was a great answer. You all look great, by the way. So I've been watching all of you. You look great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're going to take our next question from Cherie Branch, Branching Out TV.
Thank you, Tasha. My question is for Steve. Steve, I have watched you play in many movies and play many roles. How was it playing Detective Bryant and the Black Mafia family?
It was a ball. It was fun. We got to, because, like there's shine on Little Meech and that sort of the whole Meet the Clan, right? I'm not part of that. I'm this outside entity that's really delving into this particular world, and I'm doing my bit. I'm playing my part in regards to that. But in creating, developing, and fulfilling that part, we had an opportunity to, we actually had an opportunity to put in work. And just like Russell just recently said, the young cats coming in. Remember, one day we literally took a scene, put it on the hood of a car, and reworked it so that it would work right for everybody, and everybody gets what they wanted to get from it. And a lot of times you don't have that opportunity, because we were waiting and I had to write it in, and everybody, we like, hey, let's make this work, blah, blah, blah. And I'm even saying, no, you're missing the point. The point is you have to shine right here, not me. This is, I'm not doing this so I get it. Don't worry, I'm on enough. I'm gonna come through. But this is for you. And that's rewarding. Let me just say that. The character is fun for me. I like being that dude. I don't know if people necessarily go like that dude, but I like being that dude. So, it's fun.
Definitely a different role.
What did you say?
I say it's definitely a different role for you.
Yeah, but you got a couple roles you probably didn't like me in, but I like being that dude too. When I'm doing it, you know what I'm saying? When I'm doing it, I like being that dude, and then I let it go because I'm only one me. You feel me? So it's intoxicating when you get the opportunity to actually play, and then get opportunity to do that on film and television. Those of us who've done the stage before, you get many more opportunities to play like that. But to really get to play in film and television, it was fun. I think it shows.
Right. But thank you.
Appreciate you.
Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you. We're going to take our next question from the MMS Media Podcast Network.
Yes. Thank you, Tasha. My question is for Steve as well. Kind of to piggyback on what my sister before me just said. A lot of people don't know, but you and Wood Harris are brothers. And I just found that out probably maybe 3 or 4 years ago. So what was it like, or what is it like playing alongside your brother, just playing in the same movies? I know you guys are close. What was it kind of like playing in the role with your brother, in a movie with your brother?
I mean, it's been fun. This is the second time we've done it. The first time we did it was on a show called Justified, where we played brothers. Yeah. So then we got to do that and play brothers. And when the cat who runs the show, Tim, called me and said he wanted to be brothers, and I got a hold of my brother, and he wanted us to play brothers in this show, Justified. And I said I got a hold of my brother, and the roles were one guy talks a lot, one didn't. So I told my brother, I said, yo, man, we finna take this. He said, okay, cool. I said, and then you go do a lot of talking. I'm not. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's the advantages I get from being the older brother. I like to throw that on a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It is a pleasure and an honor, for us to work together. I have more fun working with him than probably anybody I've ever had fun with because of just the history that we had. What's interesting about BMF, what made it even more special is now, this time we're on different sides of the fence. And so, we're not brothers right now. Now we're not friends even, and that dynamic is a whole different thing. And if they let it pan out, it probably will get about as ugly as it can get. Yeah. Because I know he gonna bring what he bring and we gonna do it together. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's love underneath everything with me and my brother. Right. If I can put it that way. And what took you so long to find out 3-4 years ago? What's wrong with you?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Y'all look just alike. Come on, bro. I don't know. I was watching an interview and he mentioned it.
I still appreciate you, though, man. Absolutely. I appreciate Thank you for the question, dog. Really.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we're going to take our final question from Tanae.
Tanae.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tanae of The Tanae Show. Just want to say thank you all for allowing me to be here. But my question is for, Russell, Steve, and McCole. You all always play very strong roles that are very captivating. And I'm not a parent, but it seems like the series so far that I have watched, it's a lot of tough love. And it seems like, Russell, of course, you play that role very, very well. I'm not sure if you have kids, but do you resonate with that character, or whoever wants to chime in with that tough love and having to see your kids make those decisions that you can't stop what they want to do?
I do resonate with that tough love because that's what was given to me. That's what it was when I was coming up. You know what I mean? It was you were parented with love, but you were parented hard. And the thing is, what it's a byproduct of, really and truly, we can go into the post-traumatic slave syndrome and all that kind of stuff, but it's really about the pain and frustration that I remember that my mother and father were under, working 2 and 3 jobs, not, you know, trying to make these ends meet and coming home tired, frustrated, beat down, and you have a short fuse. You don't have the energy to sit down with your kids and talk with them and love with them. You say, hey, turn that radio down, shut the mess up, clean up your mother jumping room, and do what I say, and that's it. You say, no, ain't no buts about it. But I come to find out years later, because of the stresses that my parents were under, because of the stresses that folks were under. And so you bring that to the fore today. And a lot of that tough love is born out of that, you know what I mean, with these parents and with Charles, you know. And so it's different for me. I have two children, but because I'm raising them under different circumstances and I have afforded different opportunities, I can find a different level of patience. I can find a different level of calm that my parents didn't have. And so therefore, I don't raise my voice the same with my children, or I don't have the short fuse that my parents had with me that I have with my children, because things are a little bit easier. And so you see the dichotomy, you see the difference. And I think a lot of that, among other things, is where a lot of that tough love came from, was born out of.
I'm going to chime in real quick because I don't view it as tough love. I view it as love. Given the circumstances around what he's talking about, basically, it's the sense my parents and what they provide. And then you still have to make these choices. Because in nowhere, when I was growing up, did we ever talk about fair anything. There was no fair. There was no discussion about fair. What you talking about? It's not a democracy at the house. It's not a democracy in the world. It ain't fair for you. You can see right now, you can watch television. This ain't fair for you. We got to be in this neighborhood. It ain't fair. If you go over there in Cicero, Illinois, it's a problem, just for nothing else than what you're doing. So we didn't deal with fair. And I think as a culture, we also didn't fight for fair rights. We fought for equal ones. So for me, I didn't, as I look back on it now, because you have the chance to have that retrospect, my success is because of that love provided for me, that importance about education, that importance about not letting things make a determination of what you are and can be. And so for me, I think I chime in along right next to what Russell was saying in regards to that. And it's easier, it's different as well now. And there are other sort of crosses to bear that you young folks have to deal with, i.e. what we're doing right now with all of this social media and all of that stuff that we didn't have coming up, that couldn't ruin us just because somebody threw something up on a thing and now it's being hit by 1 million people, right? Some garbage like that. We don't have that. So we have to prepare our kids for that, which we're ill prepared for, you know? So it ain't about, it's about, hey, this is the love that I got for you. You may think it's tough, but we know what's ahead. And even the stuff we don't understand necessarily as completely as you will, because you're immersed in it from, second grade. At the end of the day, we know what kind of harm that could have and the effects that could have. So we're preparing you as best we know how. And I always looked at my mom and dad, they did the best that they knew how with me and my brother's kids. Man, all blessings. So yeah. That's it.
Wow. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
For me, I would say it was challenging because there was a fine line. Lucille was kind of in the middle of having to almost choose between her husband and her sons. And, whereas, losing her husband who wanted to discipline the boys differently versus feeling like I was going to lose my sons to the streets. And so that was a fine line because love and family is so very important to Lucille. It's everything. And how do you choose between, the sons you've given birth to and the man you love? So yeah, that was a challenging thing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So hats off to each of our amazing panelists for these nuanced, layered, textured, powerful performances that they have given in this new series, BMF. Thank you for your time today. We appreciate your support. We need your support. We need you to lean in on all of your viewers, listeners, followers to join us on this journey that is BMF. We're going to start it on September 26th. We want all of you to be there with us. And thank you so much for participating today. That will conclude our roundtable and today's press day. Thank you so much.